We're live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. This is Sports Buzz. I'm Abhishek Mahajan, coming up in the next half an hour. In cricket, India's Washington Sundar backed 7-wicket haul to restrict New Zealand to 259 in the first innings of second test at Pune. South Africa beat Bangladesh to win their first test in Asia in a decade. Keep WTC final hopes alive. And in Champions League, Manchester City thrashed Sparta 5-0. Hat-trick hero Rafinha helps Barca cruise to thumping win over Bayern. Alright, we'll start with cricket. Spinner Washington Sundar picked up 7 wickets as India restricted New Zealand to 259 in the first innings on the opening day of the second test in Pune. Ravichandran Ashwin also claimed 3 wickets to bundle out the visitors for a paltry total. However, Devon Conway and Rachin Ravindra slammed half-centuries for the New Zealand. Conway departed for 76 while Ravindra made 65. Ravindra got to his 50 with back-to-back fours of Akash Deep as India's shoulders began to droop late in the second session. However, Sundar castled both Ravindra and Tom Blundell. New Zealand opted to bat after winning the toss and made a strong start as Tom Latham and Conway safely negotiated the fast bowlers, but India hit back by introducing spin after only 7 overs. And India's veteran bowler Ravichandran Ashwin has become the highest wicket taker in the ICC World Test Championship during the second test against New Zealand in Pune. The off-spinner took the wicket of Tom Latham and Will Young in the opening session of day 1 of the test to move to the top of the WTC wicket taker standings. With 188 wickets, Ashwin surpassed fellow off-spinner Nathan Lyon of Australia, who has 187 wickets to his name. Ashwin has picked up 530 wickets in 104 test matches at an average below 24, making him India's second highest wicket taker in the format, only behind Anil Kumble. And fast bowler Kagiso Rabada took 6 wickets in the second innings as South Africa won the first test against Bangladesh by 7 wickets on Thursday. They wrapped up victory before lunch on the 4th day in Mirpur. South Africa reached their target as they scored 106 for 3 wickets in the second innings. Opener Tony De Zorze scored 41 while Tristan Stubbs contributed with an unbeaten 30. Rabada took 2 wickets early on the 4th day to finish with figures of 6 for 46 in a match in which he celebrated passing 300 test wickets too. The second test between the two teams in Chittagong starts on Tuesday. And Zimbabwe set a new T20I world record with a staggering total of 344 in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup Sub-Regional Africa qualifier against Gambia on Wednesday. Zimbabwe surpassed Nepal's previous benchmark of 314, which they achieved against Mongolia during Hangzhou Asian Games in 2023. Leading the charge was skipper Sikandar Raza, who delivered an extraordinary knock of 133 not out of just 43 balls with 15 sixes and 7 fours. Raza marked his place in the history as the first Zimbabwean to score a century in T20 internationals. Raza's blistering innings was filled with aggressive strokes as he dominated the Gambia bowlers, hitting boundaries and clearing the ropes with ease. And India are facing Germany in the second and final game of the bilateral series in New Delhi on Thursday. India's Sports Minister Mansukh Mandavia, Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal and the Vice Chancellor of Germany, Robert Habeck, arrived at the Major Dhyan Chand Stadium in New Delhi to witness the second bilateral hockey match. On Wednesday, the visitors defeated India 2-0 after dominating the Indian side right from the start in the first game. While the German players were stitching a string of passes, the Indian players struggled to find their rhythm to score the goal. The team opened the score sheet with a goal from Henrik Mertgens in the 4th minute. India tried to penetrate the shooting circle for the next 11 minutes, but the German defenders stopped them from doing so, and the first quarter ended with a 1-0 scoreline in favour of the visitors. Golf now. The 16th edition of Women's Indian Open 2024 got underway on October 24th at the DLF Golf and Country Club in New Delhi. With the rise of golf in India, the event is providing a new opportunity to all women golfers. More in this report.
Golf is on a rise in India. And with the 16th edition of Women Indian Open 2024 at the Gurgaon Golf Course Club, the event is providing a new opportunity to all women golfers. The event is witnessing the participation of 100+ national and international golfers who are all set to represent their country at the prestigious event. Participating for the first time in India, Switzerland's Chiara said that she is really excited to be a part of this event and expressed her happiness on being in India for the first time.
I'm very excited about the tournament. It's always nice to travel to different places. It's my first time in India. Experience some different cultures, trying some different food, and yeah, playing on a beautiful golf course as well. So it's been a treat so far.
On the other hand, England's Alice said that Gurgaon course is a bit tough, but it's always exciting to play alongside the Indian players.
The course just demands everything from you. You've got to be so precise off the tee, you've got to hit good iron shots, and you've got to be good on the greens. The greens this week are particularly firm and fast, and so that makes kind of the approach shots even more important so that you're leaving yourself in a good position. I just feel it's going strength to strength, especially in the golf world. We're seeing so many more Indian players come out on tour and excel week after week. The season that Diksha had last year was exceptional, and Tavesa going from strength to strength, so it's fantastic to see.
India's sensational golfer Diksha Dagar, who has won the Indian Open in the past as well, said the sport is witnessing transformational journey in India.
ये बहुत अच्छी बात है, अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि इंटरनेशनल टूर्नामेंट हमारे देश में हो रहा है, अच्छी है गोल्फ कोर्स पे, और इंडियन गर्ल्स भी खेल रही है, देख रही है, काफ़ी लोग आ रहे हैं और कॉमन लोगों को भी पता लग रहा है कि गोल्फ क्या है.
Not only this, the Golf Course Club also received an award for Best Course Condition, highlighting the improving sporting infrastructure of India.
National and international golfers are all excited to participate in the 16th edition of Women Indian Open Golf Tournament here in Gurgaon, Delhi NCR. And not only this golf course has also been awarded as the best maintained golf course here in India. So what are you waiting for? Do cheer for your favorite women golfer at this particular tournament, because sports is witnessing a transformational journey across India. With camera person Ajit, this is Sipika reporting for DD India.
And international golfers are excited to represent their country at the Women India Open Golf Tournament in India. DD India's Deepika had an exclusive interaction with the international golfers who are elated to be part of the tournament and equally excited to take a tour of India.
So we have with us the international athletes. We have Chiara from Switzerland and Alice from England. First of all, a very warm welcome to India. Chiara, this is your first time in India. Are you excited about the tournament?
Yeah, I'm very excited about the tournament. It's always nice to travel to different places. It's my first time in India. Experience some different cultures, trying some different food, and yeah, playing on a beautiful golf course as well. So it's been a treat so far.
And the golf course has just been awarded also, but then we heard in the press conference you said it's a bit of challenge when we talk about this particular golf course. What is so challenging about this?
The course just demands everything from you. You've got to be so precise off the tee, you've got to hit good iron shots, and you've got to be good on the greens. The greens this week are particularly firm and fast, and so that makes kind of the approach shots even more important so that you're leaving yourself in a good position.
Chiara, when we talk about the other competitors who are here to participate in this tournament, do you see any particular player as a challenge to you?
I mean, to be honest, everybody here is good at golf. All the girls playing here are really good, and if not, they wouldn't be here. So I think, in the end, you're really playing against all other, 113 players. And as I said earlier, the only thing that you can control is your game, and I'll try and do my best and see where that leaves me at the end of the week.
Alice, seeing the status of sports in India overall, be it cricket, be it golf, or be it any other sport, how do you see India as a sporting nation?
I just feel it's going strength to strength, especially in the golf world. We're seeing so many more Indian players come out on tour and excel week after week. The season that Diksha had last year was exceptional, and Tavesa going from strength to strength, so it's fantastic to see.
So there you heard both the players. They are really excited to be here in India and to participate at this prestigious tournament. With camera person Ajit, this is Deepika reporting for DD India.
An Indian golfer Twesa Malik has a home ground advantage at the Women Indian Open Golf Tournament. In an exclusive interaction with Deepika, Twesa talks about the parity she sees between men and women golf in India and more.
We have with us Twesa Malik, the golf champion. Twesa, when we talk about this particular tournament and your home ground, what sort of advantage are you having here?
Yeah, it's a very tough golf course. I think it's one of the toughest that we play all year. So I've played here a lot growing up, and I think that's definitely an advantage to know the golf course well and to have played here so many times and to have that comfort level here.
The kind of prize money we are having here, $400,000. What do you see when we talk about women and men playing together, and that too when we talk about their parity in pay?
Still a long way for us to go, but to have sponsors like Hero who have supported women's golf from the time that it started. They've supported me since the time that I've began my golf, and I'm beyond grateful for that, because I think growing up we didn't think that these kind of opportunities would have existed, I think, for women in a sport like golf in India. So it's really amazing to see how far it's come, and I think there's still a long way to go, and I have no doubt that we'll get there.
You've grown up in India, you've seen the changes that India has witnessed when we talk about its sporting landscape. What is that transformation that you've witnessed yourself and you would like that to improve it further?
I mean, it's light and day. Like when I started golf here and when I was playing as a junior, I mean, the aspirations at the time were so different from the young girls that you see nowadays. So it's really amazing to see the young girls coming up who are so great at such a young age. They're already dreaming so big. And I think just more exposure, being able to play more events, I think that's the difference, because I feel like it's only really the confidence that separates us.
So there you heard Twesa, who says that it's a bit of challenge for them, but at the same time it's a great opportunity for women golfers, and the road is still long ahead for them. With camera person Ajit, this is Deepika reporting for DD India from Gurgaon.
And India's Sports Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia chaired a stakeholders consultation meeting to discuss the draft National Sports Governance Bill 2024 in New Delhi on Wednesday. This consultation is part of a series of meetings being held with various stakeholders to gather inputs on the draft bill aimed at shaping a resilient governance framework for sports in India. The minister also stressed the potential of India's youth and the importance of channeling their talent in the right direction. During the meeting, athletes and coaches shared their suggestions and emphasized that this initiative marks a positive step towards inclusive and athlete-centric governance in sports. All right, football now. Barcelona captain Rafinha scored a hat-trick to lead them to a commanding 4-1 home victory over Bayern Munich in the Champions League, ending a near-decade-long winless run against the German powerhouses. Rafinha's inspired night started when he gave Barca the lead a little over a minute after kick-off, before beating the offside trap and rounding the on-rushing Manuel Neuer. Harry Kane levelled the score with a volley in the 18th minute, but Robert Lewandowski put the home side back in front in the 36th minute. Rafinha further extended Barca's lead with 2 goals from quick counter-attacks at the side of half-time. Barca are 9th in the Champions League standings on 6 points from 3 games, while Bayern are 23rd on 3 points after a second consecutive defeat. In another Champions League match, Manchester City thumped Sparta Prague 5-0 at the Etihad Stadium. Phil Foden scored the only goal of the first half in the 3rd minute. However, Pep Guardiola's side became more aggressive in the second half as Haaland found the back of the net twice in the 58th and 68th minutes, along with John Stones, who scored in the 64th minute. Matheus Nunes also contributed to the thrashing as he converted a penalty kick in the 88th minute. With this, Erling Haaland has scored 44 Champions League goals, surpassing the likes of Neymar and Alessandro Del Piero. Still to come on Sports Buzz. India suffered 1-3 shock defeat against Bangladesh in South Asian Football Federation Women's Championship in Kathmandu. And 7-time champion Novak Djokovic has withdrawn from Paris Masters.
Recycle, repair, renew. Are these cool, trending terms?
or age-old traditions.
We started distributing the compost. The residents were really happy. It also made them understand the need for waste management, why segregation was important, because it was happening right in front of their houses.
Over the past years, we also expanded into the area of repair, and that obviously has an additional impact on saving e-waste, and that's an additional area where we see quite some potential.
The panels contain a lot of rare commodities, and you can save a lot of energy if you use recycled materials. It's also extremely important to keep those recycled materials here in Germany.
Biotanks, the sewage water gets recycled. It can be used for different purposes or drained into the ground.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching Sports Buzz. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. Manchester United will face Fenerbahce in their Europa League match on Wednesday night in Turkey. Erik ten Hag's side are still seeking their first win in the competition after drawing their first two games at home to Twente at Porto. Man United currently lie 21st out of 36 teams in the table. Ten Hag has faced intense speculation about his future after United's poor start to the season. However, he would have been boosted by his team's performance on Saturday when they beat Brentford 2-1 in the Premier League. Former United boss Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce side sit in 13th place with 4 points from their two matches.
I don't see any reason for Man United to be afraid of Fenerbahce. But I think they know it's not an easy game for them. If they think it's easy, if they come thinking that it's going to be easy, I think it's the wrong approach. And unfortunately for us, I don't think that will be the approach. I think they know that the game can be difficult for them and that they will come with maximum strength. I don't think they are going to make rotations to save players for the next weekend match.
He will lead his team to his best form and will be successful, and so we will be. We are convinced that we are in the right direction, that we follow the right path, and we will achieve what our targets are.
And Jonathan David's double goal secured Lille a 3-1 win over Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. This marks Lille's second consecutive win over Madrid in a consecutive match days as they edged past Real Madrid 1-0 earlier in October. Alvarez opened scoring for Atletico with a goal in the 8th minute. However, the visitors made a strong comeback in the second half. Edon Zegrova levelled the score after an hour with a brilliant curl over the head of Oblak. Substitute David then scored via a controversial penalty despite protest from the Atletico players. The Canadian forward sealed the win for his team with the second goal in the dying minutes of the game. The win moved Lille to 6 points, while Atletico are on 3 with just one win from their 3 games. And 5-time champions India suffered a 3-1 defeat against Bangladesh in their second Group A match of the South Asian Football Federation Women's Championship in Kathmandu, capital of Nepal. Bangladesh took an early lead through Afaida Khandkar, followed by a brace from Tahura Khatun to make it 3-0 before half-time. The Indian women's football team pulled one back through its captain Baladevi just before the break. No goals came in the second half. Despite the defeat, India secured their place in the semi-finals as Group A runners-up with 3 points. Bangladesh topped the group with 4 points after drawing 1-1 against Pakistan in the opening match. Pakistan were eliminated. The semi-finals will be played on Sunday. Tennis now. Novak Djokovic has withdrawn from the Paris Masters, where he is a 7-time champion, in a move which could potentially signal the end of his roller coaster season. Djokovic, who is the defending champion in Paris, has won a record 40 Masters titles in his career, along with 24 Grand Slam titles. His 2024 season has yielded one title, his emotional Olympic gold medal in Paris in August, and is currently on 99 career trophies. The Paris Indoor Tournament runs next week from October 28 to November 3rd. And top seed and world number 3 Alexander Zverev booked his spot in the Vienna Open quarterfinals on Wednesday after seeing off Marcos Giron of the United States in straight sets. The third-ranked Zverev, who is the top seed at the indoor hardcourt tournament in the Austrian capital, will next place Lorenzo Musetti. Musetti advanced when Gael Monfils withdrew from their second-round match because of an illness. Zverev's prior season high for win was 60 in 2018. And 2020 US Open champion Dominic Thiem retired from tennis at the age of 31 following a straight set defeat to Luciano Darzeri in the first round of the Vienna Open. Thiem, a former world number 3 and 2019 Vienna champion, was beaten 7-6, 6-2, bringing his career to an emotional close at his home tournament. Reflecting on his decision, Thiem said it hurts, but it was the right decision, citing struggles with his form in the match. After his defeat, fans paid tribute with Danke Dominic, or Thank You Dominic signs, and Thiem placed his racket in a glass case for a charity auction. Thiem has won 17 titles at ATP Tour level during his illustrious career. And an exemplary display of ball control, former footballer Cuban Eric Hernandez created new world record, achieving 13,985 touches in 1 hour. The holder of several universal records, the 57-year-old Hernandez overwhelmingly surpassed the previous record of 11,901 strokes by Mexican Ibrahim Munoz. More in this report.
In an amazing display of skill, agility and concentration, multi-record holder and Guinness World Record holder in ball control, Eric Hernandez beat a new record in his specialty. This time, he added the reign in the modality of most touches in 1 hour with any part of the body by reaching a record of 13,985 achieved at Copacabana Hotel in Havana. The 57-year-old said he has an unequaled curriculum of record attempts. He has achieved many marks, including the World Guinness record for most soccer touches with the head in 30 seconds with 187 in 2011.
I would say without fear of being wrong, I'm the man on planet Earth with most attempted record, including who has most Guinness World Record in the domination of the ball, because I have been attempting since 1997 between 3 and 4 records per year.
Hernandez showcased his ball control skills at the lobby of the Hotel Belive, Havana City, Copacabana, where he touched the ball using his head and feet.
These are off-time touches. Then the fastest to control for me is with the head. So I generally dominate with the head. When the neck gets tired, I down to the foot and kick between 50 and 80 touches. No more than 80. And I lift it to the head again because with the feet is slower and you lose time.
The previous record was held by the Mexican Ibrahim Munoz, who had achieved 11,901 strokes to the ball in 2017. El Dominator had already surpassed that record with more than 12,000 hits, but on that occasion, the Guinness Book of Records did not approve it because it considered the evidence presented to be insufficient. On this occasion, a group of international referees acted as watchmen, and there was an extensive graphic record to begin the validation process. Referees confirmed that Hernandez completed 13,985 touches, positioning him to surpass the current record holder, Ibrahim. The new record must now be officially recognized by the Guinness World Record. Hernandez recently beat the mark of 3 hours, 7 minutes, 28 seconds, controlling the ball from a seated position with 1.5 kilograms of weight on his legs. The former soccer player has an enviable record of setting records in that discipline, to the point that this was the 80th in his extensive career. Sports Desk, DD India.
And in Pro Kabaddi League, U Mumbai registered their first win of the season by beating Gujarat Giants, in fact, 33-27. U Mumbai's Ahmed Mohammad Zafar Danish put in a fine performance for the side to pick up the first point. Meanwhile, Guman Singh, who scored 3 points on the day for the Gujarat Giants, was coincidentally with the U Mumbai side last year. In another game, the Tamil Thalaivas put in a fantastic all-round performance against Pune Test to register a superb win on Wednesday. The Thalaivas won the game with the scoreline 35-30, ending the Pune Test's 14-match unbeaten streak, stretching to PKL Season 10. Thalaivas did not let up their intensity in the final minutes and walked off with their second consecutive win of the season. Well, that's all for this edition of DD India Sports Buzz, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching Sports Buzz.